Welcome. My name is Agatha. I'm just messing around with you. Um, Welcome. I'm the RA this year. Some of you guys probably met me back at orientation. Some of you guys probably met me in the cafeteria earlier today, eating probably 5 pounds of fettuccine alfredo and blasting Mariana Cross. My name's B. I'm your RA. So today we're just going to go over a couple ground rules because I know we got a lot of first years here this year at which college. Yes, I know it's very funny saying which college. This is a which college. I think we're pretty chill. But yeah, there's a couple ground rules that we're going to want to go over. So, yeah, first of all, welcome to Witch University School of Witchcraft and the Occult. Welcome. It's not haunted, despite what people think. It's not an entire vibe. Like, this is mostly like a learning facility. It's not like a spooky ghost house, you know? This is where witches go to learn cool spells and find careers in, usually law, oddly enough. But yeah, I'm going to be your RA probably for the next 100 or so years. Honestly, it's a pretty cushy gig. I get free food, I get to go to school for free, and I get access to the library. Why would you want to pass that up? Cool. So we're going to start right on the base level as far as ground rules. Transmogrification. I'm all for transmogrification. Don't mind me. You want to turn into a cat? Turn into a cat. You want to turn into a frog? Do your thing. I don't care what you turn into. But if everyone will look in their bags, you'll see a little transmogrification collar. And that's a collar that you put on, and it just says, hello, my name is, and your name. I am a student at which university. And that way, nobody just thinks you're a stray cat. You can't, get off the hook from going to classes. It's really important that we make sure that we identify ourselves after we transmogrify. That's a pretty quick and easy rule to break. I wouldn't break it. Don't do it. I know some people who have. They don't go here anymore. They've been banished. They haven't been banished. But they will send you home and erase your memory so that you have no idea what this place is or where it is. Cool. Transmogrification. That's all done. I transmogrify sometimes. I just like being a cat and hanging out outside, but I always make sure that I have my identification collar on when I do that. Next up is we are going to want to keep track of our familiars. I'm sure a lot of you, if not all of you, have familiars. I have a familiar. He is a crow. His name is Corvid. He's super chill. And he's surprisingly not very loud because we understand each other. And when I'm like, bro, let's lower the volume, he just lowers the volume. Also, I can hear his thoughts and he can hear mine. But that's just how familiars work. Everybody keep track of your familiars. I don't want to have to go running around looking for Copernicus, the toad, or, Angelica, the smelly rat, because I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of Angelica, the smelly rat. That's just me. I'm not going to do anything nasty or mean, but just not a fan. Going to stay away from that. So everyone, please keep your familiars under control, or at least have them tell you where they are so that you can go find them. I don't want any familiars walking around here, because if it's a familiar and they're just running around, that could be a student, that could be, well, I guess those are the only two things that it could really be. A student, someone's familiar, or just a random animal. And if there are just rats running around here, then I think we have a bigger problem, frankly. All right, third up, as far as ancient and cursed tomes and literature. That includes ancient tablets, you know, that includes ancient scrolls, cursed books, books of curses, books with histories of curses, because usually those are also cursed. Just don't bring them in the dorms. Don't bring them in the dorms. We don't have wards to protect from curses in the dorms, which, I've been trying to get them to. We just don't have the funding to create wards of protection around the dorms for curses specifically. Physical ailments and stuff, we have wards against that, and sometimes those aren't curses; they're just spells, which it's a whole different thing. Yeah, don't bring cursed books into the dorms, because that's how spirits get out. And like I said, we are not haunted, and that is because the students every year don't take cursed tomes into the dorms. It's a pretty quick and easy rule. All right, next up, we're talking about food. You can bring food into the dorms, but please be clean and tidy. Don't steal food. Don't try to attract another, spellcaster or witch's familiar with the food, because I promise you will be successful, and then they will be out of a familiar, and then you're gonna have two, and that's tough. Spiritually, that's tough to split the spirit right down the middle. Have two familiars. People can do it. You're not gonna do it here. You're not gonna do it here. That's like a full-time thing, and they're not gonna teach you that here either. That's something you gotta learn out in the field, out in the magic user field. And nobody touched my Cheez-Its. I have an entire family-sized box of Cheez-Its that I keep. Corvid keeps an eye on them for me. He doesn't like Cheez-Its. He just likes corn, so he doesn't eat my Cheez-Its. The only person who should be eating out of my giant family-sized box of Cheez-Its is me. If you ask me for Cheez-Its, I will say no. If you are chill with me and you come up to me one day and you're like, hey, I could use a little snack. It's been a rough night. I could use like a Cheez-It or two. I will say no, because those are my Cheez-Its every single time. You cannot have my Cheez-Its. They are my special thing for me. It's tough days here as an RA. I gotta go down to the basement every once in a while. I gotta pick up a couple items. I gotta pick up like toilet paper and like light bulbs and stuff from down there. And believe it or not, there are giant batmen who live down there, like big old bats. Big old bats who live down there. They're scary and they're nasty and they keep wanting to hang out with me. And after last time, I just don't really want to do that anymore. Don't date a bat. Don't date a giant bat. It always ends weird. It ends pretty weird. A lot of upside down stuff that I did not know I had the ability to do, and frankly, I don't really want to do it twice. I'm on a tangent here. I digress. I go down to the basement and there are bat creatures down there. You guys will never have to go down to the basement. If somebody says, can you go down to the basement? Don't. Don't do it. They're trying to trick you. One, you don't have a key for the basement. I have a key. Two, there's literally nothing down there. It's like supplies, There's like a little alley down there, like cages on this side with all the sports equipment. On the other side, there's a morgue where we keep all of the ancient witches who have passed away to honor their spirits. Other than that, there's not really anything down there. If they say go down there, they're trying to trick you. No smoking. Feels like an obvious one. If you are gonna smoke, toss something my way. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Don't throw anything at me. Last up, does everyone have a wand? Does everyone have a wand? Okay, you have a wand. You have a wand. You have a wand. You guys don't need wands anymore. It's not the 1600s. Wands are for focusing magic. You can focus magic with your hands. You can focus magic with your brain by focusing on it. You don't need wands. This isn't that school way over yonder, that bigoted school that makes all the kids like sail in little rowboats to get there. Um, I don't remember the name of it, but it sounds like a venereal disease. But anyway, that one, hogwash or something. I don't know, whatever. Um, yeah, you don't need wands, guys. Okay, they're pointless at this point. They are completely and totally just a waste of time. Um, yeah, I mean, that being said, if you have a wand, it's basically like carrying training wheels on you. A little embarrassing, you do you. Some teachers will require that you don't use a wand. Some teachers will let you use a wand. And it's usually like, it's usually like elective teachers that'll let you use a wand. Like if you're in theater or something, play production. It's just easier to, make the stage effects, with a wand. Sometimes they have them, like they'll provide them to you. They're kind of old, but you guys should not be, spending actual money on wands. Um, but yeah, so wands, we did wands. We did drugs. No drinking in here. Like, if you're gonna be in your dorm and staying in your dorm, drink away. I don't care. Um, don't drink out here though. It's kind of, it messes with the vibe. Um, and it also messes with, the wards against illness that we have. It kind of messes them up because, if you're drunk, the wards that we've placed will think that you're just like, sick, and they'll kick you out. Um, so yeah, just be careful about that. And I think that's it. If you guys have questions, um, I have an office that I'm not in, so just knock on my door, just like 3 times. Hey, what's up? It's me. Um, I'll come out and help you out. Um, then don't talk to my crow. He's a little moody around new people. But that's about it. So welcome to Witch University. Yeah, go witches. Our team name is the Witches. It's not very creative.